The Canadian housing market is a hot topic at the moment, both in terms of housing prices and in policy discussions. While many Canadians view home ownership as one of their most important investments, there are concerns that changes to our system may impact our national prosperity and hurt people, especially young Canadians trying to get into the market. Here to speak more on the matter is Brendan Caldwell, Director of Caldwell Securities Ltd. Welcome to Forum Daily, Brendan.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you recently put out a full-page ad on both the National Post and the Globe and Mail. This ad was called, "There is no place like home. Taxing homes is taxing our future." So can you tell us a little bit about this ad and why you invested in this ad?
Well, with the upcoming budget, or at least upcoming as of last week, for the federal budget, we had felt that there was a danger because of the talk in the media about the potential for taxing the capital gains on people's homes, people's principal residence. And we were worried that because of the vast amount of money that's been spent to pay for the pandemic and other programs, that the federal government, would be looking for money wherever it could. And since people had these very big gains on their own homes, we thought, well, that'll be a sure place that they're going to want to look. So we wanted to have a bit of a preemptive strike.
So in this ad, you were saying that the current system in Canada actually encourages home ownership, and this in turn increases national prosperity. So now you're voicing a little bit of a concern about a recent trend towards higher taxation impacting the middle and working class, along with young Canadians. Can you tell us a little bit more about these concerns and why we should consider these concerns as well, sir?
Well, the Canadian system is just different than the rest of the world. We don't at present tax the capital gains on people's main homes, their principal residences. And that's odd, that's weird. But Canada is an odd country. We think curling's an actual sport, but we do things differently, and that's kind of what makes us different. So that can be a really good thing, like we saw in the 2008 financial crisis, which began as a worldwide housing bubble but popped, particularly in the United States, because other countries do their systems better. Other countries do their systems differently than us. I think Canada does it better because Canadians are more likely to pay off their mortgage. They're more likely to have an incentive to pay down their debt. If we change the system so that someone's home is just like any other investment, there's going to be greater leverage. And in the event of an economic downturn, you'll see more people lose their houses. That's what happened in the U.S. and most of the rest of the world, where in Canada, during the financial crisis, it was almost a non-event here. So that's our concern in terms of housing bubbles. I think it will make it worse. But for younger people and for people that are on their way, it does, being able to keep the capital gains on your home allows you to continue to trade up as your financial resources grow, as your families grow. It allows you to buy nicer homes, the kind of homes maybe that your parents had and that you grew up in. And I would not hate to see the younger generation deprived of that opportunity.
Now, as you mentioned, the federal budget was announced this week, and this ad was put out before the budget announcement. What has been your reaction to the budget's potential impact to Canada's housing market?
Very, very tiny, thin end of the wedge was just slipped in there as regards to housing. It was that the houses of foreigners or people outside of Canada, whatever term you want to use, that are sitting vacant, they will be subject to some sort of tax. Thin end of the wedge, and it says, well, they're not, living in it, it's not fair, it's this or that. But it's just a little thing to show that maybe the taxing of houses might be on the table. Realistically, it would be a very hard sell for a minority government to tax the homes of, 70% of Canadians own their own homes, more than the U.S., more than virtually any other developed country on earth. So I thought for a minority government, it would be very hard to do. But I wonder to what extent this tax on foreign ownership of homes that are left vacant would be the thin end of the wedge to taxing something larger in this way.
All right, Brendan, we've got about 45 seconds left, but if you could give younger Canadians just one piece of realistic and actionable advice in terms of getting into the housing market, what would it be?
Well, I know the condo market is very hot. It's very hot here in Toronto and elsewhere, but there is an unlimited amount of sky. There's a limited amount of earth. In the law of supply and demand, earth will beat sky every time. So if you are able to get something on the ground, an actual house, longer term, I think that's going to leave you in better stead than a shelf in the sky. But first and foremost, where you live is a lifestyle. Decide how you want to live, and then the finances will look after themselves.
All right, Brendan, great having you on Forum Daily today, sir, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.